All right, so this is going to be our second method for installation of DVWA. So firstly, just go to File System, and after that, just go to your OPT directory, which, for example, if you've already done the exam thing, so you're gonna find out OPT directory, and we will copy our DVW folder in our local Apache server. So go to LAMP, then go to htdocs. Now copy this DVWA directory, right click and copy. And now we need to paste it in our local host directory. If you remember the local Apache server, so it is under var directory. So you can close this and open file system again, then go to var directory, var directory, www directory, then html, and then right click and paste this. If it doesn't let you do so, then you need to open this as root, because that's how you can access these. So open as a root and then right click and paste it. It will let you paste the DVWA in your local host. For the local host, if you remember the last class, we did that in where we configured it. We need to create a database and all that. But before we do that, we will make a small change in our DVWA configuration. So we will double click DVWA and then go to config directory, where we have already that particular file where we remove the .dist thing. Double click it. Here, just to avoid confusion, I am going to actually change this user root. I will make it DVWA is going to be DVWA1. Just make it a small change so it will not confuse with your other databases. And make it, let's say, username is admin. I'm using the same password, the one which we used in our class. So admin, username, password is password. Save this file and then close it. So make sure your configuration of DVWA has all these settings, right? Let me just quickly zoom it if you are not able to see it. So let me zoom this. So make sure you got all these settings. DVWA1 is the name of database. To avoid the confusion, password is password, username is admin. So I'm going to pause this here so you can see and make sure you make these changes. This is the second method. You don't need to use this method if you've already done with exam, sorry. So once you got it done, you can close this, and then we need to run over exam managers, right? So exam manager, we need to and again we need to create a server, in fact. So let me just zoom it. We will go to our local MySQL database. We will start with that. And for example, if you forgot the password or you didn't set a password and it asks you password like for privilege access, so there is a small procedure to do that, which we did in the last class as well. But let's try to go to MySQL database, and I'm going to actually use the basic method to reset the password. So MySQL ld -save, and then we will skip over the tables. All right, so I think the command went wrong. So let me just change the command. Just give me 1 second. Oh, it is underscore. So MySQL ld _save, not minus. It's _save. And remaining command is going to be the same. So it's MySQL ld _save, and rest is exactly the same. So it will allow you to access your Maria database without any, bypassing the grant of the tables. Then you just have to log in as a root. So you just have to type MySQL -u root without the password thing to get to the access. All right, so once you access that, you would be in the Maria database, where we will create a database first, and that database is going to be DVWA1. All right. Previously we created DVWA. So just to avoid confusion with a local host and a third party database, so I'm gonna create a new database. So create a database and let me name it DVWA instead one, because that's the one which we put in configuration. So once you create the database, you can also see or see the database names, like what are the different database. So you need to just hit enter and type a command show databases and then semicolon to see the databases. It's going to show you the databases, and DVWA1 is the one which we just have created. So it doesn't have DVWA, so we could use the DVWA as well. But that's fine. Use DVWA1 because we put it in our configurations. All right. So once you got the database created, then we will create a user, and that user is going to be admin on our local host. The password is password. This is the same that we put it in our PHP configuration file, right? So it will create a database, a user in that DVWA database, right? It's going to create that user. And now we need to grant access to this particular user to our database DVWA1. So we will assign the privileges to that particular user. The command is very simple. We just have to give grant access to that user to DVWA1. All right, so we will grant the privileges to that particular user. So this is the command which will give our admin user all the privileges to our newly created database. All right, so once you enter it, the privileges will be assigned, even though it's basically showing you a syntax problem, but you don't just ignore that one. All right, so once the the privileges are assigned, user is created, so all we have to do is we need to make a small configuration change in the PHP file. All right, we will exit from this database and we will just go to the configuration file. So we're gonna open up this the PHP initialization file with nano. So we just have to add nano to open up this file with nano. You just magnify it, for example, if you want to see it closely, like what is the actual command. All right, so that's the command in order to get to the configuration of Apache. Once you open it up, hold your control key, control W to find something, because we're going to go to F open, the file open menu. So hold the control key, hit W. So control W and then type F open. It's going to take you to F open section. All we have to do is we need to allow the URL F open, both should be on. If you see the second one is off, we need to make it on. That's all the configuration that we have to done. All the configurations are set. Then control X to save it and type Y, like yes. So control X, type Y and hit enter. You will be redirected back to this. Now configurations are set, everything is good. We just have to run over Apache server and MySQL server now. So run both of these servers. Once you run both of these servers, everything is good. So this is just, Control F or Control W, F open. Make sure your both values are on. Once you got it done, just start your Apache server and then start your MySQL server. And you will have your DVWA fully configured. If it gives you problem, please email me. We can set up a meeting and we can see that how to fix that problem. All right. So once your MySQL, oh, sorry about that. This is service, not survive, service. All right. So you don't need to use this method. You can use the exam method. If exam doesn't work for you, then this is alternate method to install the DVWA, and that's the method which we used in our class, right? So once it is run, open your browser 127.0.0.1 /DVWA. Once you open it up, it's going to take you there. Admin password is password. You just have to hit create or reset and just hit the last button, and that is login. And admin password is password. You would be back to your DVWA. All right.